Yes, hello. I'd like to check on that shipment that I had from Loompa Land a couple of days ago. Has that made its way over stateside yet? I see. Okay. No, it's no problem. Just let me know when it lands at the dock, okay? Alright. Bye-bye now. Oh, hello. How do you do? And welcome. I am Willy Wonka, the greatest chocolatier to ever live. Or at least, I will be, of course, once I get my factory. But until then, it's just me and this little workshop you see around me. Which, of course, makes you my very first guest here at the workshop. But it's not any normal workshop, you see, which is why I've taken such great care that you and only you alone are able to see this, okay? It's not any normal workshop with tools and saws and screwdrivers and hammers. No. I, as I told you, am Willy Wonka. I'm no average carpenter. I'm the greatest chocolatier to ever do it. And so, this workshop is for chocolates, candies, confectionaries, and anything sweet. It is one of a kind because I produce one of a kind things. Yes, one of a kind things that soon shall be able to be purchased everywhere in the world, all throughout the world. Everybody will be able to buy them because there will be something for everybody. No matter the price, no matter the cost, there will be something for everybody. Yes, I know. I apologize. I do get a little overexcited, especially when I'm able to show off my workshop. As I said, I've allowed very few people to see inside, but from the moment I saw you, there was something special about you. Something that I couldn't quite place my finger on, but something which mandated, no, necessitated, that I allow you to see what I'm doing in here. There's something about you that makes me trust you. There's something about you that makes me intrigued by you. And that is very, very important, you see. Yes? Wonderful. Okay. Now, of course, I've asked you here not just to prattle on and on about my dreams and ambitions, but I want to show you some of my very special items, because I'm not just a chocolatier. I am the world's greatest chocolatier, but I'm not just a chocolatier. I'm also a chocolate inventor. That's right. And little old me is aiming to solve all the world's problems with candy. You see, I can't build a bridge, and I can't put money in the pockets of people who don't have it. But I can make candy, and I can make candy like no one else in the world, which is exactly why I've struck out on my own, just me, Willy Wonka, in order to create the greatest candy factory in the world, which makes candy, which solves the world's problems. I know it sounds crazy, but that's why it's going to work. Now, you're of course familiar with the normal chocolate bar, are you not? Wonderful. But have you ever seen a Wonka bar? You see, Wonka bars are very, very different than the average chocolate bar. The average chocolate bar is maybe pecans or almonds, caramel or peanut butter, boring flavors. Mine are marshmallow fluff. They're fudgy. They're flumdiddlyumptious. They're scrumtacular. They've got snozberries in them. Oh, you're not familiar with snozberries? How? They're everywhere. I mean, this whole thing is snozberry juice right here. Surely you've seen this before, right? It's delicious. You know what? I'll send you home with a glass, okay? A jar, I should say, of snozberry juice. My treat, along with, of course, all the sweets you could ever want to eat. After all, I'm starting to sell, and I need to get my name out there. And word on the street has it that not only are you a very interesting person, but you're also a person that other people happen to look to for advice, taste, you're a very well-regarded person. You're just the type of person that I could really use on my side. Yes, this Wonka bar, not available for sale, is of the marshmallow fudgy spectacular kind. It's delicious. It's got 17 types of marshmallow. Of course there are different types of marshmallow. Big, small, flavored, unflavored, airy, hover. Hover. You know, the kind that makes you feel so light and sweet and airy that you could just float up out of your chair. Yeah. Except ours actually makes you do it. Yep. Hover marshmallow, that's what we're calling it. And this makes that a hover choc, of course. Yep. We've got all sorts of stuff here at Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. I told you. I don't make chocolate like anyone else in the world. Oh, if that's surprising you, if you don't believe me now, you're certainly not going to believe me later when I bring out the real surprises. Hover chocks are yesterday's news as far as I'm concerned. I've been inventing so much. Heck, this is just another day at the office for me. It's not exciting. It's delicious. It's surprisingly nutritious. It's got vitamin A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but not H, and all the rest. Why not H? Because vitamin H, as everyone knows, of course, makes you grow horns on the top of your head. And that might be nice for some people. But the general public does not want to purchase a candy bar and then suddenly be sprouting horns. Or at least, so I've found. Tell you what. The Wonka bars are delicious, and I'm sending you home with a full set of them. But they're not my most impressive creation. Not even close. How about the Wonka Pop? The Wonka Pop is a wonderful creation because it never, ever, ever, never, ever goes away. It's a lollipop that stays its size, shape, flavor indefinitely. Heck, I've had one that I've been licking and snacking on for over a year. Hasn't shrunk, hasn't diminished, and it hasn't lost its flavor, not even in the slightest. Now you might be thinking to yourself, doesn't that break a few laws of physics? To which I reply, you're going to quickly find that laws of physics don't necessarily apply to everyone. And they certainly don't apply to someone of a mind like myself, who's of the inventing type. So I created the Wonka Pop, which never shrinks and never loses flavor. I'm working right now on a line of gum that does the same, and you can't tell anyone this, mind you, and a jawbreaker, which will never shrink or lose its flavor. Lollipops are nice, but they're a little unwieldy. You can't just take these around with you everywhere after all. They're a little too big for that. But jawbreakers, or gobstoppers if you prefer. Heck, you pop one of those in your mouth, you don't ever have to take it out. You don't ever have to stop enjoying the wondrous, sweet, delicious, delectable, sublime, scrumptious, scrumdiddlyumptious, absolutely euphoric taste of Willy Wonka candy ever again, except, of course, if you want to take it out of your mouth to take a bite of one of my chocolates, or a lollipop, or gum, or whatever. And the best part is that the gobstoppers are very cheap to produce, so I can sell them for cheap too. Kids who have never been able to afford candy. Kids who... Well, there's a little kid right outside my workshop, lives just a block down the road. I feel so sorry for him, because I swear that kid eats cabbage and potatoes for every meal of the day. It's very unexciting. And worse, it's not terribly nutritious, My gobstoppers have all the vitamins, just as I told you. And most of the minerals, too. That kid, with a single 10-cent piece, could go on and have a jawbreaker that would last him a lifetime. It's brilliant. It's incredible. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities. And that's what we do. That's what makes Wonka candy special. Our competitors can't touch us. Our competitors, in comparison, don't know a thing. But enough about lollipops, gobstoppers, and we'll circle back to bubblegum. Enough about all that. I want to show you something really fun, alright? Let's see. Oh. How about this? You thought that the hover chalk was fun. How about some lifting soda? This is Wonka brand Every Berry lifting soda. And we call it Every Berry because through some secret methods and a surprising amount of alchemy, we've managed to fit every single berry known to man, and a few that have been undiscovered so far, into this soda flavor. It's delectable. It's divine. It's something nobody has ever gotten to experience. And I'm going to send you home with a couple. But be careful. Be careful, be careful. Because although this may look delicious, refreshing, and it is, of course, I caution you, do not, under any circumstances, do not consume it outdoors. This is lifting soda. The bubbles build up so much in your stomach, and they get so light that you're able to float off of the ground and up into the air. Now, a hover chalk only makes you go up a few feet. We've found that the lifting soda, there doesn't seem to be an upper bound. I had an associate of mine, who shall remain nameless, try a bit of lifting soda out in the great outdoors, and I've never seen him again, to be honest. See, the secret with lifting soda is that once you hit the roof, the ceiling rather, you burp, and it lets all the gases escape, and you're able to float on back down. But if you're outdoors, and if, like my friend, you're particularly polite, you might not want to burp. You might think it tremendously uncouth. And so, unfortunately, to my knowledge, he's never been found. He might have gone to the moon for all I know. In fact, he's probably there now, exploring. I do envy him. I've heard that moon rock candy is particularly delicious. But enough about lifting soda. After all, it's basically the same thing as the hover chalk. Enough about lifting soda. I have a few more surprises I want to show you. Oh yes, there's no end to it, I tell you. I've been very, very busy over the past few months. Very, very busy indeed. Ever since I got into town, I've been having incredible ideas every day about candies and chocolates that can change the world. Yeah. I thought of a candy that, when you put it in your mouth, turns your whole mouth a rainbow color. And if you were to spit, it would be the color of the rainbow. I thought of a nice little treat, a sugary treat. It's an egg, you see, about this size. It's an egg made completely of sugar. When you pop it in your mouth, it'll dissolve. And then when you stick out your tongue, just like so, all that will be left is a little bluebird, a little sugar bluebird. Don't know how I do it, but I do. And that's what makes Wonka candy special. I've thought of so many other things too. I've created incredibly creamy chocolates, chocolates the likes of which you've never tasted. But there's still something more, I think, because even though my chocolate is the creamiest, it's the scrumdiddlyumptious-ness, it's not quite as good as it can be. it's not quite perfect. And the key, I think, is in the mixing. The mixing, you see, is very important for chocolate. When you mix it, you're incorporating air, texture, fluffiness, creaminess. And unfortunately, all of the mixing methods, whisking methods, whipping methods that I've tried haven't quite been sufficient. But I've got some inspiration. I visited a few particularly scenic sites before I came here, and I got a bit of inspiration, you see. So I think next time I try making my chocolate, next time I'm going to try mixing it by waterfall. That's right. That's right. It'll be the only chocolate in the world that's mixed by waterfall. No one will ever be able to replicate it. Well, there is competition after all, and I have to be the best. I have to be perfect in order to sell my chocolate, in order to change the world. I've got a whole plan, and that plan involves being the best chocolatier to ever walk the face of the earth. Yep. There are people out there who are counting on me, I tell you, and I'm not apt to let them down. No siree. But let's move on from the soda. Here's something I quite like. This is Chameleon Fizz. And it's called that because you take a sip of this, and first you turn green, and then you turn blue, and then red, and then every color in the rainbow. Yep. It's something quite impressive. It's quite impressive indeed. It took me only about an hour or two to mix up, but it's been a favorite of the people who I've shown it to. What do you think? Oh yeah, every color. Oh, it's not permanent, no. Not permanent at all. But it lasts just long enough for it to be funny. Just an hour or two. So I wouldn't drink it before, a big important meeting, job interview, anything like that. But it's great for a laugh. It's a riot for a laugh. And I'll have you know, you may have noticed its interesting hue, and that is because it's snozzberry flavored. In fact, I'll send you home with a whole case of it. Snozzberry flavored. So that way you finally get to know not just what snozzberries taste like, but what a solid Wonka snozzberry tastes like. Because Wonka snozzberries, we prepare them in a different way than most. So where you might get some from other manufacturers, they're too tart or too sweet. Ours are just perfect. Every time, all the time. Because we're just that good. Absolutely. Oh yes, I put my branding on everything. Even if I'm not selling it quite yet, it's important that if someone were to stumble across it, they'd know it was Wonka's. They'd know who to return it to, or if they drink it and start turning rainbow colors, well, then they know where to get some more. But enough about that. You seem like the type of person who enjoys a little bit of fun every once in a while. Do I have that right? Of course you do. Now, you've heard of butterscotches, right? How about butter gins? These are butter gins. They're a little bit punchier than the butterscotches, you see. They're a little bit punchier. And, well, if you thought the fizzes were a riot, these are a riot and a half. They're delicious. They last a surprisingly long amount of time. And they fill you up right with that warm, fuzzy feeling. They're really something spectacular. Why butter gins? Well, I was working on butter beers, but then I was informed that one of my competitors beat me to it. It doesn't happen often, but even old Wonka can sometimes be beaten out by the competition. Doesn't happen often, but sometimes Slugthorn or Periwinkle, they get a step ahead of me. I don't like it when it happens. I despise it when it happens. But sometimes it happens nonetheless. All that's left to do, of course, is pick yourself up and invent something else. So if they're making butter beer, which is nice, I'll make butter gin, which is better. And maybe butter rum, and maybe butter whiskeys too. But all of that remains to be seen. That's tomorrow's project. Today is all about you. All about you, and I'll send you home with a bunch of those too. Now, I hope you don't think that I just brought you down here to, prattle on about my inventions and tell you about how great they are and then send you home with a bunch. No. Other chocolatiers will give you a tour of their facilities and then send you home with a sweet, pat you on the head, and shuttle you on your way. Not Wonka. No. Because I believe that the best part of the process is the making. And it's not a tour. It's not a proper tour. It's never a proper tour if you don't make something. Which is exactly why I am going to teach you how to make delicious, scrumptious, scrumdiddlyumptious, delicious, whiz-bang, fizz, mallows. Yep. They have all the taste and all the sensation of a firework going off in your mouth, all from just a little marshmallow. So, I'm going to teach you how to do that, and then you too can make one of Wonka's chocolates all your own. It's not a difficult process. Here, I'll show you right now. First, pick up a few milliliters of Snartleback juice. Just a few will do. And then deposit them into an empty container. Next, get some Whiz Popper essence. Again, just a few milliliters will do. Extract those and put them into the container. Next, take 3 and only 3 Snaptastic serum drops. Any more and you'll spoil the lot. Select the marshmallow that you want. Make sure that the size, weight, and general feel is exactly what you prefer. Take some of your mixture, put it into the marshmallow, and then put the marshmallow on a stick. Dip it in some deliciously creamy Willy Wonka brand chocolate. Add some popberry sprinkles to a container, and then dip your marshmallow into the popberry sprinkles. And it's as easy as that. No problem. See? Now that wasn't too hard at all, was it? Of course it wasn't. And I'll send you home not just with that one, but with a whole box of whiz-bang fizz mallows. Yep. Oh, because not only am I a generous person, I'm a good businessman too. And like I said, if you have a bunch, you might just give them to your friends. You might just give them to, well, heck, your brother, your sister, your parents, your dog, your kids, your neighbor, the neighbor who you don't like, who lives across the street, your postman, the crossing guard. You might give them to just about everybody. And because, like I said, you're so well regarded in this particular community, everybody's going to want more. And then when I start to sell them, everybody's going to buy them from me. I'm a good businessman. It's not just air that's underneath this hat, you see. Not just air. It's brains, too. But, I think the time has come. I know the time has come to show you my biggest, my best, my most secret invention. The type of invention that's going to change the world. And it's right here. in this little box. In here is my legacy. In here is the candy that's going to change the world. The rest of these are all good fun, but it's nothing that's really going to define the Wonka candy brand. It's nothing that's going to make people stop and say, thank goodness for that old Willy Wonka. It's not the type of thing that people are going to write history books about. But this, what's in here, it's just that type of thing. You're going to be the first to ever see it. Okay? In here, my most prized invention. This, right here, is 3-course meal gum. 3-course meal gum, you ask? That can't be. It's absurd. Ridiculous. No way, no how, not possible for an entire 3-course meal to be stuck in this little stick of gum. But I'll tell you what, it's not just the salad course. It's not just the soup. It's not just the roast. And it's not just the potatoes. In here is all of what I've just described to you and blueberry pie. Yep. It's taken a long time to get correct, to get right, to get just exactly perfect. It's taken an awful long time. But it's now foolproof, 100%, absolutely perfect. 3-course meal gum is going to cost one 10-cent piece. It's going to feed you an entire 3-course meal. You can feel it as you chew it. It'll feel like you're chewing food. It fills you up. It's nutritious. It's got every vitamin except H. It's got every vitamin, most of the minerals. It's got protein. It's got carbohydrates. It's got just about everything. Macros, micros, nanos. It's all in here. It's all in here. It feels like you're eating a hot roast. It feels like you're eating warm blueberry pie with just the right amount of whipped cream on top. And that's because really, you are. I've managed to synthesize, distill, and put everything into here. Precisely, exactly, spectacularly into here. This is my legacy. This is what's going to change the world. This is why I make candy. Unfortunately, I can't give it to you, not yet. Because it's not quite ready. Not yet. Maybe the world isn't quite ready. But when that is ready and the world is ready, you're going to see it everywhere. Market stalls, market stores, heck, even department stores are all going to sell 3-course meal gum. Yeah. And that is going to be my legacy. Willy Wonka, the man who made food into gum. Willy Wonka, the man who made every meal cost only 10 cents. Willy Wonka, the man who changed the world with candy. That's my dream. That's what I've been chasing. And that is what I'm going to do. And you're the first to know about it. You're the only one to know about it. And the reason that I'm telling you is because I want you to tell other people. I want it to be just right. So that when I release my product, everyone knows about it. Everyone can get it. And everyone's going to realize how amazing it is. And it all starts with you. And it all starts with you. So I thank you. Because without you, none of what I just described may be possible. But because of you, it is, all of it, going to be possible. Now, like I said, I'm going to give you all sorts of treats, candies, confections, chocolates, anything you want and more. I want you to share it with everyone. I want you to tell everyone what you saw, what you heard, what you witnessed today. I want it to be a rumor that I hear on every street corner that Willy Wonka is the man who's going to change the world with candy. And nobody is going to stop me. Not Slugwort, not Periwinkle, and certainly not the chocolate cartel. I'm Willy Wonka after all. I'm the best chocolatier in the world, and no one's going to stop me. Thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. And I have an awful lot more candies and stuff where that came from. So I'm going to load you up, give you everything you want and more. And if you ever need any more, just come back, of course. But unfortunately, we're out of time. But the next time you're near this shop, near a store, well, you might just see my candies. In fact, you probably will. My Wonka bars, my butter gins, my lollipops, my gums. You're going to see them all. And nobody's going to want normal food when they could have a Wonka chocolate. And that is my dream. A dream you're going to help me make a reality. So thank you. And I promise I won't forget the snozberries either. With that, I must bid you adieu. Okay? Come back again anytime. But for now, I've got more work to do. So long, farewell, I'll see you soon, and I look forward to seeing what you do, say, give away, all of it. You are going to be the person who helps me change the world. Alrighty, I'll see you soon.